Episode 8 of TDX. I'm Trey.
I'm Derek.
And we are the hosts here. What's going on, man?
Not too much. How you been this last week? I know I'm feeling great.
I bet you are after the week certain someone had the quarterback position of your team did. I imagine so.
Absolutely. I am all for, I'm going to be getting my CJ Stroud jersey ordered for both me and my son, and it's going to work out. The wife is just going to have to understand. We're Stroud House. We're Stroud House. Me and the boy are some Stroud boys now.
Mm-hmm.
So with that
Stroud boys.
So with that being talked about right now, so this week we're going to take a break from going over different skill positions and greatest of all times. We're going to do a mid-season review, so to speak. We're going to take a look at who we feel are the rookies of the years for offensive defense, mid-season MVP, not Josh Allen, coach of the year, comeback player of the year, and then we'll do our pick'ems and everything else like that. So we'll also talk about how we really see realistic views of how we see the Texans going. We'll also talk about the crazy change down there in Tennessee with the quarterback situation. Go ahead and foreshadow now. Do you think Malik Brown? No, Malik Brown is the quarterback for Texans.
Malik Willis.
Do you feel he is headed out of town, or do you think they're going to keep him around?
Okay, I'll wait for my segment.
Yeah, of course. And then, that's pretty much where we're at. So we're going to go ahead and open this up, not with the rookie of the year. We're going to go ahead and jump over to coach of the year, actually, is where I feel like starting. Who do you feel is the coach of the year?
Coach of the year so far.
Josh McDaniel.
I'm going to go with John Harbaugh.
Really?
I like John Harbaugh. They're 7-2 right now.
I understand that, but what about old MCDC down there? Motor City Dan Campbell over there in Detroit.
I do like Dan Campbell as well. I do like him. So, and then the third person will round off it. What's the coach for Philly? I can't think of his name right now. Yeah, so that'd be my three.
Those would be
Harbaugh, Campbell, and Sirianni.
I'd have to go with Mike McDaniel with Miami, the way he's been able to turn that and get that offense humming. Yeah, they took a couple of pretty bad losses. However, you and I can both agree that, look, I understand I'm legally obligated to always stay in support of Kansas City, but I will have to say this, and I jest when I say legally obligated, everybody. I will say that game in Frankfurt, I think Kansas City had a little bit more help than the Dolphins were giving themselves penalties. I do feel that they should have won that game, hands down. But, of course, you can't excuse that loss to the Bills, but I still have to say Mike McDaniel. I will have to agree with you with Dan Campbell out there in Detroit. I mean, he's really a guy having the boys overachieve. Speaking of overachieving, what other coach do you think I would mention on having his team overachieve compared to what they've done?
He's not coach of the year, though. I understand what you're saying. But DeMeco Ryan is not a coach of the year candidate.
That is what I'm looking at, is like, what has your team done as opposed to last year? Don't get me wrong, who you mentioned, Sirianni, you're right. He's got them boys going. John Harbaugh, he wasn't even on my radar for coach of the year, and I forget that the Ravens are 7-2. So I mean, like, I'd have to agree with you on that one. Yes, but when I look at coach of the year, I look at it, where was the team last year to where's the team this year? And even putting it down like that, I still put Dan Campbell above Mike McDaniel and DeMeco Ryans. And DeMeco Ryans, like, it's a homer pick for me, yes, but
he's doing well. Exactly. I won't take that from you.
He's doing it. He's definitely, if you had to rack and stack the coaches, I'd say DeMeco is top 10 coaches just this season. With what he's done just this coaching season right now. I'm not talking all time. I'm not talking about getting everything together. I'm just talking about being able to coach your team this season. I would say he's in the top 10 of the 30.
At the midway point.
Yes.
I'll give you that.
Yes. He's not an all-time great coach. I'm not saying he's going to win a Super Bowl or whatever. I'm just talking about from coaching his men thus far. If you had to rank all these coaches, how they're doing in the season of 2023, I would say DeMeco is top 10.
Okay, I'll allow it. That's from what they were now. I think they have more wins now at this point than they did last season. So
Yes.
I'll give it to you.
Yes. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I was gonna take that away no matter what.
Hey, man, a spade is a spade, man. I'm gonna call it straight up and down.
Absolutely. So, that was a pretty quick one through there. Comeback player of the year. I've been looking around, I've been looking at it, and everybody's, of course, talking about Damar Hamlin. I'm not going to take anything away from that young man. He literally gave his life for the game and came back, but I don't see it as comeback player of the year.
Is he even playing? I mean, I don't want to take a shot at him either, but does he even see the field that much? In meaningful snaps.
I'm looking at it right now. 2023 season stats: 0-0, 0 solo tackles, 0 interceptions, 0 targets, 0 receptions allowed. I don't even know if he's on the field. So we're gonna.
This is realistically what's going to happen. If someone who would make the list of comeback player of the year, who's even on this list? Who got hurt last season and is just balling out this year?
That's what I'm jumping to right now. Damar Hamlin was jumping. So Tua, Breece Hall, Lamar Jackson, and Joshua Dobbs are some of the other people that I see on this list right now.
Dobbs, I can see being there. Tua, he played a lot last season, though.
I get it.
But he played.
But he also went out for the rest of the season. However, we can also say that the same thing for Lamar Jackson as well, too.
He played, too. I don't consider them to be comeback player of the year.
That's what I was saying. Both those guys right there, we could put them in that same category. The only one truly that I see is Breece Hall. Breece Hall lost his.
Breece Hall, yes.
Breece Hall is comeback player of the year because he's actually doing something. Like, again,
I think he tore his ACL like week 4 last year. Yeah. So yeah, that counts.
Yeah, and that's the one that I have to give it to. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm glad Damar Hamlin is happy, healthy, able to get back on an NFL roster. But I mean, bro, like, I'm not going to give you an award if you ain't done nothing. So
that's almost like giving him a participation trophy at this point. And he's still in the NFL. Yes, that's great. He's at the highest level. But at what point is it sympathy more than production?
And if I'm Damar, I'd be looking at this as a spit in the face. Like, let me earn something. Don't give me something because of what I went through. Give me something because I've gotten through it and I'm still performing and still doing it.
I don't think you're going to see the field because you got to think of it like this. Look, he's a DB, right?
Yeah.
They lost Tre'Davious White again, and instead of letting him slide into that role, they go out and make a trade for Rasul Douglas. So clearly, they're going another direction. Again, nothing against him. I'm not attacking him.
Just the situation.
His football skill is saying something different.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
And I 100% agree with you on that one. Still working our way backwards. We're looking at, this one has we'll go ahead and we'll do the rookies right now. Defensive Rookie of the Year. Where are you sitting at? You want to see the list, or do you already have somebody off top that you want to go with?
Let me go to the list. I don't want to be biased.
All right.
I don't want to sound biased.
I'll start with the honorable mentions. We got Emmanuel Forbes, cornerback from Washington.
Mm-hmm.
We got
first rounder.
Jack Campbell, linebacker from Detroit. And then we have Keenan White and Tuli Tuipulotu. Sorry for butchering your name, good sir. But edge player with they are with New England and the Chargers, respectively. So we got both them guys out there. However, our top 5 picks that we got running right now, we got Joey Porter Jr. with 17 tackles, 4 pass deflections, 1 interception. Speaking of Alabama, we got Brian Branch, 33 tackles, 4 tackles for losses.
Detroit.
4 pass deflections, and we already know where this interception and touchdown came from. Patrick Mahomes.
Was that? Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. Week 1.
Yep. Roll Tide.
Yeah.
And then at number 3, again, Alabama's just dominating this list. Will Anderson Jr., 30 tackles, 3 tackles for losses, 9 QB hits, 2 sacks.
Okay.
We've got Devon Witherspoon, 39 tackles, 2 tackles for losses, 9 pass deflections, 2 sacks, an interception, and a touchdown. And then, of course, your boy, Jalen Carter, 16 tackles, 5 tackles for losses, 7 QB hits, 4 sacks, 2 forced fumbles.
That's why I was going with Jalen Carter.
You
That's
want-
what I said. I didn't want to sound biased. I do like Devon Witherspoon, though. I think
He-
that was a really good pick for the Seahawks
Yes.
to book and Tariq Woolen.
Yes.
So they got a nice little cornerback core over there.
Yes, of course, if Gino's not playing well, then of course they're just going to get completely blown out on television against the Ravens like they did. But
Yeah, but no, I like Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter, he was. If he didn't get into that legal trouble, he was the best defensive player in this draft.
He would have been on the Texans.
He would have been a Texan. Absolutely,
he would have been on the Texans.
I agree with that.
But I also do think that the only reason why Will Anderson Jr. is on there is because D'Amico is an Alabama alum. Again, Roll Tide. So there you go. That's the other big thing that you got to look at right there as well too. So that Alabama connection.
So yeah, I like
this list. I really do. I agree with this. I really do agree with this list as far as the defensive rookies go. I think if I really had to nitpick it, I'd say Brian Branch is a little bit of a stretch, but I mean, I would put him more at number 5 rather than number 4. But I mean, Detroit as a whole has been looking good, and he is a big part of it. Will Anderson Jr., I feel, could also probably slip to 4 or 5. He's been doing great with the Texans, definitely getting in there, but he's still almost a half a step slow to be dominating like he was his junior year at Alabama.
Well, he's a rookie. He'll get to the speed of the NFL. He'll get it.
And he's caught on.
He will or he won't.
Right. I mean, even if he doesn't, even if he stays right here, he's still good. He's still great. He's still worthy of that first round pick the trade that we made for him. I still think we gave up 1 first rounder too many.
I still don't like that pick. Still don't like that.
You still don't like that pick?
That trade.
I don't like that trade at all. I think we gave up 1 first rounder too much. I don't think we should have given up that second first round selection to the Cardinals.
You didn't have a choice to move up that much, so I didn't have a choice.
I think we could have gotten around it, but I mean, it was what it was. But I still think Will Anderson Jr. is going to be good for Houston and is going to be going great. Jalen Carter, though, he should have been picked, though.
Agreed. What you got?
Up next, now we've got our offensive rookies of the year. At number 9, we got Bryce Young. Somehow at number 8, we have Will Levis. And it's not taking a shot at him. I'm just saying he's only played 2 games. That's where I'm coming at it from.
He'd have to set the world on fire to be high.
Right. We got Zay Flowers at number 7.
I like it. I feel like it's a little low for him, but go ahead.
We got Arcane at number 6.
Arcane?
The other running back from Miami.
Achane.
Yeah, Achane. Sorry, Achane. My bad. Please don't shoot me, Miami fans, and Archan, if you ever see this, if you do.
Call that man Archan again. Keep putting an R in his name. Achane.
Achane. See, I keep messing up that man. He's gonna find me. He's gonna beat the shit out of me, and I would not blame him.
Achane. He requested that they pronounce it correctly. Everybody used to say Achane.
Yeah, well,
because of the E at the end.
Hang on.
But he said it's pronounced Achane.
Hold up, get the message right here. It says, "Fuck up my name again, and I'll punch you in the face." Got it. See, told you right there.
It's only his name, no big deal.
Yeah, no big deal. Then we got Addison at number 5.
Jesus, who are the 4 people? I know one of them, but who are the 4 people ahead of these names you're saying?
We got Addison. I mean, and Addison's it's got 41 receptions, 534 yards, and 7 touchdowns.
Dude, that's impressive.
Number 4.
Take the rookie away.
Number 4, we got Bijan.
Bijan's not ahead of Addison, and I like Bijan. He's not ahead of Addison.
I agree.
Bijan has like 1 touchdown on the year.
I agree with this. Is not, by the way, this is not my personal.
How many touchdowns does he have?
Bijan, not enough.
Like 1 or 2.
Let me see.
Oh, I thought you had the numbers right there.
No, I did not have the numbers right here. They didn't even.
I got it.
Yeah, pull up the numbers real quick on him real quick.
I'm pretty sure he does not have no more than 2 touchdowns. He's got 1.
He's got, I was going to say, Bijan didn't have 1. Or he only has 1.
He has 1. And it's not a rushing touchdown. It was a receiving touchdown.
Right. And here's one that I did leave off the list as well too. Laporta.
Oh, I like Laporta. I like Sam Laporta.
Sam Laporta, he's over here, 43 receptions, 434 yards, 4 touchdowns. So that's another
I
name that
like him.
wasn't on this list, and he should be on this list as well too.
I don't see how he's not.
Take Bijan off at number 4 and put Laporta on there. Bijan can drop down to like honorable mention at this point in time, and that's nothing against him. It's just what he's doing right now at the halfway point. Then we got Jahmyr Gibbs at number 3. He's
been hurt.
399 rushing yards. He's averaging 5.3 on 28 receptions. He's got 165, a total of 564 all-purpose yards and 2 touchdowns. More than Bijan.
This list, I don't like this list at all.
Then you got Puka at number 2.
Okay, clearly.
You got Puka at number 2. 64 receptions.
I like number 1 and number 2.
64 receptions, 827 yards and 2 touchdowns. And then we all know who number 1 is.
Shut up. Shut up. There's someone that you did not mention on this list, and it's crazy you didn't say it. How is I know it's only been 3 games. How is Dalton Kincaid not on this list?
Ooh, that is because it's only been 3 games, but I do agree with you on Dalton Kincaid. I do agree.
How is he not on this list?
And here's another one that I also left off. Freaking Tank Dell.
Almost took the camera off on you.
Well, are you serious?
What's Tank Dell's numbers, man?
We can just jump to my fantasy team right quick. That'll make it a hell of a lot shorter.
Tank Dell's stat. Let me see what Tank Dell doing. I might be disrespecting him. 28 receptions, 454 yards, 4 touchdowns.
Okay, so he's just below Addison on this one. I'm not saying Tank Dell deserves to be in the top 10 on this conversation.
Jordan Addison is the starter right now for his team.
I understand that.
He's WR1.
I agree with by way of injury, and I do agree with you on this one.
It don't matter how he got there. If Nico Collins gets hurt, does Tank Dell become WR1? No.
But at the same time, Tank Dell isn't a WR1. Tank Dell is a WR2 or 3.
He's a 3. He's a slot guy.
But that's not.
I'm picking on him.
And just like we talked about the last time, just because you're a WR2 or a slot guy doesn't mean you're not a damn good receiver, CeeDee Lamb. It just means that you don't have that body.
CeeDee Lamb, every time you talk bad about him, he puts up good numbers. So somewhere I don't know how he's finding this show, but he's finding it, and he's making you eat the words. Every time the fact that you mentioned him right now, whoever watches this show, if CeeDee Lamb is on your team, or you need to make a bet high. Because every time Derek says something about CeeDee Lamb goes off. And he just had a good week. He had a really good week.
He had a damn good week. But again, WR2 numbers. I still say if you put him on the same team as Jamar Chase, he'd still be producing at the level he's at right now.
But your comparison is always someone that's clear-cut better than him. Always. You're like, if you put him on the same team as Devontae Adams or A.J. Brown.
But that's the point. That's what I'm talking about. We have a clear-cut best of the best at WR2, wide receiver, and you wanted me to compare him to X receivers. I'm giving you X receivers, and you're trying to reject it for the same thing.
CeeDee Lamb has 57 receptions, 824 yards, and 3 touchdowns right now.
Okay. Very good on WR2. If you got him some help with a WR1, I guarantee you he'd be at 1,000 yards right now.
Okay, I'm going to look up the wide receiver stats for the year. If a WR2 is ahead of him, then I will concede that to you. But if there are no WR2s ahead of him, and he happens to be ahead of some of the bigger names, I'm just playing devil's advocate, man. That's it. I'm just playing devil's advocate.
I get it, but I'm just like, everybody thinks I'm trying to disrespect CeeDee, but it's like every time I bring up an X receiver, you're like, oh, well, that guy's clearly better than CeeDee Lamb. Well, I'm not shitting on CeeDee. I'm just saying he's a WR2. He's a wide receiver.
How do you want me to do it? Do you want me to do it by yards, or do you want me to do it by receptions? How do you want me to do it? I'll let
production. Just overall production.
So these are the names that are ahead of CeeDee Lamb.
Okay.
Tyreek Hill.
Okay.
A.J. Brown. Stephon Diggs. Puka Nacua. End of list.
Puka
He's
Nacua
number
is
5.
again, all people that I've sat there and mentioned before in topics, and you're all like, "Oh no, that's a clear-cut better receiver than CeeDee Lamb."
Right now, his production is better than Ja'Marr Chase, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Amari Cooper, Travis Kelce, Mike Evans, Michael Pittman, Devontae
Hold up,
Adams,
Travis Kelce
Terry McLaurin.
is not a WR.
I'm just saying, that's just a name that I just saw on here. These are the people he's ahead of. There's only 4 people ahead of him right now. Anyway, continue on, sir. What is the next award up?
So yeah, CJ Stroud definitely winning Offensive Rookie of the Year. There is rumor to be said that when they scored that touchdown, the homie CJ Stroud ran past Baker Mayfield and said, "ESPN is hiring, buddy," and just kept it moving. Said it's just a wild rumor that was said, but nothing was.
I hope he didn't. I hope he's not that. I hope he's not being that guy already.
I highly doubt that.
He did do Baker's dance when he scored that last touchdown, though. I did see that.
Oh, yeah. He was just showing Baker exactly how to play quarterback better. But
Baker played well, man. He played well. Stop it. He had a good game.
He did. But he
had a good game.
He's still under 300 yards, and it's still, when he throws for 300 yards, his team loses. The stats back that up.
Baker had a really good game, man. He has those games where he gives you glimpses on why he was the number one pick.
Game. What's that game? Game manager. There you go. Game manager.
He made some good throws, man. He did more than manage that game. They almost won.
Almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades.
Almost.
All right. So up next,
all right, what you got?
We're gonna flip back to defense. Defensive Player of the Year. Who do you? There's only 3 names on here. Give me the 3 names.
Myles Garrett.
Yep.
Sauce Gardner.
Ooh, no. But that would be a good one. Sauce is still doing really good.
Sauce Gardner's not on that. So Myles Garrett.
The other 2 are linebackers.
TJ Watt. It's gonna be another pass rusher.
Big.
I don't know why Fred Warner's not on that.
I don't know either. He's been
TJ Watt,
very vocal.
Myles Garrett.
He's been very vocal this last week or this whole season talking about his quarterback.
The 3rd person on his list?
Mm-hmm. It's technically the 2nd person, but I mean everybody loves this guy, and his team is going to be breaking the bank in order to keep him.
Oh, Micah.
Yeah. Micah Parsons. It goes Myles
no
Garrett.
No Fred Warner, no Sauce, huh?
It was a very short list. I do think it was a lot of injustice, but that was the 3 most consistent names that I saw come up there. But I do agree with you. Fred Warner has been very good. Joey and Nick Bosa both have been doing well. What's the boy's name? His dad played the same position he did.
What team?
Chargers.
Talking about Mack?
No. Khalil Mack's been doing pretty decent, but not defensive player.
Talking about Asante Samuel.
Asante Samuel Jr. has been going off. Derwin James, of course, has still been doing his thing. Not to the levels he was before, but he's still making it happen within that defense.
I give no kudos to anybody on the Chargers team.
No kudos.
Not at this moment. Chargers, they're just it bothers me. And it's no shot at the Chargers, just that they have a lot of talent and they can't win.
That coaching staff is going away. I'm telling you right now.
I don't understand now Justin Herbert. You have Justin Herbert. He slings the ball, man.
Yeah.
And y'all can't win consistently. And you got Eckler. And yes, they lost Mike Williams. But that was the whole point of drafting Quentin Johnson. Why don't y'all have him, up to speed yet?
Ask Kellen Moore that question, who I think will probably be the head coach of that team next season.
That would be a terrible idea. He can't even get the offense together. So why would you promote him to head coach?
Because he's that hot name that everybody wants to bring in and do something with.
Here's the issue with this, man. Certain people, they just need to be coordinators. They don't need to be head coaches.
Josh McDaniels.
Just because you're a great quarter. No, the biggest one, and I hate to say this because he was our OC, is Arthur Smith. He is a terrible head coach.
Yes.
He was a great OC. We were we were in our heyday. We were playing extremely well when he was our OC.
Mm-hmm.
He was such a good OC that Atlanta gave him a head coaching job. But since he's been in Atlanta, Atlanta has been garbage. This is his second or third season.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say it's his third. In those drafts, he's drafted Kyle Pitts, Drake London, and now Bijan Robinson in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
He is an offensive-minded coach. You have 3 top-tier talents, and y'all are losing.
Bad.
So what you gonna blame it on? Oh, it's Ritter. It's Taylor Heineke. Why didn't you make a move for a quarterback at the deadline then?
There's a lot of people I was wondering why they didn't make a lot of moves at the deadline.
I just knew Ryan Tannehill was getting traded there. I just knew it. I was like, I know for a fact Atlanta's coming to get Ryan Tannehill because that's what Arthur Smith does.
Yeah.
He's trying to create the Titans offense that he had so badly.
And he cannot do it.
He's trying. He's trying very diligently. That's why they did not need Bijan Robinson at pick 8, but he wanted a workhorse running back. And they had one in Tyler Algier.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you draft a running back if you had a 1,000-yard guy already? It's just dumb. And then you draft the guy, and then you don't use him.
God, I'm pretty sure every Atlanta fan right now is having that same argument that you are right now.
It perplexes me that they did that. And Bijan he's a really good talent that they're not using correctly.
Oh, I agree.
They are not using him right. The one touchdown he has on the season is the way you use him.
Yeah.
You don't just hand him the ball. You let him go out there. He's going to be a mismatch on linebacker.
He's a younger, stronger, better Cordell Patterson.
What you do is, this is me. I'd run a couple of play action stretches and dump the ball off to him. Play action stretch to him. Linebacker's going to bite. Oh, play action. Let me reset back to my zone. Then dump the ball off to him.
Yeah.
If they're in man and Bijan reads man, run a Texas route.
Yeah.
Wow. Am I recreating the wheel here?
I don't know. Get ready. Arthur Smith might be giving you a call. You might be headed to Atlanta.
Man, it's just he's got a mismatch. Until they line up a corner over him, most linebackers are not going to be able to keep up with Bijan.
No.
And he showed his ability to catch the ball. Go back. I challenge you to go back and look at the touchdown he has on the season. The catch that he made.
I'm not arguing with you. I saw him when he juked the hell out of what's his name for the Jaguars and picked up that first down out there in London.
He has very good starting and stopping ability.
Yes. I mean, there's nothing wrong with Bijan because here's the thing: if they move that corner over the top of him, that's going to leave one of those wide receivers open. Especially if they screw around and let Drake London be the one that's uncovered, or Kyle Pitts be uncovered going down the seam.
But if that's the case, if you read that there's extra corner on the field to cover him, then you run the ball. Now you have one less run stop. Wow, crazy.
I don't know, man. I don't know, but I think they're just trying to do too much. But
it's Arthur Smith, man. He's overthinking.
Yeah. Speaking of overthinking, defensive player of the year. Who you putting up in there?
Oh, well, I said Myles Garrett.
Garrett.
That one the first. Myles Garrett. He's very disruptive this year, for sure.
He's outright doing everything you need him to do, and him slipping into those zones where he's just out there doing whatever the hell he wants to an offensive line is just ridiculous.
You'd have to go back to one of our earlier episodes when I spoke on the fact that when we played them, I got to see it firsthand how he was toying with our offense.
Yes. There was no stopping him. He
just kept switching sides.
He's like Aaron.
We were switching.
And he was like,
we were doing this. And then we got a delay of game because of it.
Yeah. Offensive player of the year. You ready for this list?
This list is easy.
Well, we already know who's going to win it. Tyreek Hill.
Well, the top 3 should be Tyreek, Tua, and AJ. That should be the top 3. I won't accept any other than them 3.
What about McCaffrey?
Tyreek, Tua, and AJ. McCaffrey can be in the top 5, but it's Tyreek, Tua, and AJ. That's your top 3.
I'm not arguing with that one at all. But again, I don't make the news. I just report it. You got Tyreek Hill, Christian McCaffrey, AJ Brown, Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson for your offensive player of the year. No Tua.
Who made this list?
This was going off of Pro Football Focus, NFL.com, and ESPN.
So PFF. Yeah, throw that away.
Then your MVPs. Your MVP candidate.
It's probably gonna be Pat, Tyreek.
Tyreek didn't even make it. That kind of pissed me off a little bit. Tua winds up on.
So wait. So Tyreek is good enough to be Offensive Player of the Year, but not good enough to be MVP.
And Tua is good enough to be MVP, but not Offensive Player of the Year.
That makes zero sense to me, because this is what it is to me. If you want to know what Offensive Player of the Year is, Offensive Player of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year, because it can be both, but the chance of Defensive Player of the Year, it's much, much harder. Offensive Player of the Year is the runner-up to MVP.
I 100% agree with you, which is why I'm confused at why these lists don't look the same. But this is also the reason why we started this show as well, too, because we got people who have two different lists for two different things, because apparently they make it seem like the only person who can win MVP is the quarterback. So why don't they just go ahead and call it Quarterback of the Year?
It is the quarterback award. It is the quarterback award. It is, because you got to remember this. The icing on the cake for me, and this one touches me in a personal spot, is the fact that when Derrick Henry broke 2,000, hey man, stop it. when Derrick Henry rushed for over 2,000 and he didn't win MVP, that let me know that it's a quarterback award.
Oh, yeah.
Aaron Rodgers won it.
Yeah, no, that should not have happened.
Aaron Rodgers broke no records when he did it. He broke no records.
None.
Derrick Henry became one of 8 people to break 2,000 yards, and he won Offensive Player of the Year. So when that happened, I was like, quarterback award.
Yeah. No, I agree with that one. It's just who's the best quarterback of the league. And so far, our top 5 quarterbacks are Lamar Jackson.
I'm listening.
I'll go from the bottom to the top. We have Tua at number 5. Joe Burrow. We got Joe Burrow at number 4. We got Pat at number 3. I'm sorry,
Patrick Mahomes.
We got Patrick. Sorry, Patrick. Patrick at number 3. Jalen Hurts at number 2, and Lamar Jackson at number 1.
I hate that list. Everything about that list.
The biggest thing I understand about Patrick being at number 3 is the team's record and how they look aesthetically overall. Jalen Hurts.
Lamar Jackson is number 1.
Lamar Jackson is number 1. You're pulling up the numbers, aren't you?
You damn right. I could be wrong.
Because I don't think
slightly under 2,000 yards, 9 touchdowns, 3 interceptions.
And he's got an assload of fumbles. Lamar Jackson
9-3 is good. This dude has a 62.9 QBR. That's your MVP?
He was unanimous MVP. Look, I just report the news. I don't agree with the list. I don't see Lamar Jackson winning another MVP. I really don't. I mean, his team won in spite of his performance this last season. I don't care what anybody says. And, that's just how it's going.
He's had one above average game this year. That was against Detroit. That's it.
Yeah.
That's literally it. He's got 9 touchdowns on the season, but he's only got 5 in the air.
So, and Patrick has 8 touchdowns on the year. Or I'm sorry, Patrick has 8 interceptions on the year, but he's got 17 touchdowns and about 2,400 yards, 2,442.
You know why I don't like that list.
And I'm going to go this way, because we all know my favorite quarterback that I just so love this year, but I'm still going to pull up his stats because I feel he should be on this list as well too. 24-23, 18 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. He's literally a carbon copy of Patrick right now.
I know you're not talking about who I think you're talking about. I just know because that sounds like Josh Allen stats.
It's because it is Josh Allen stats. Like I said,
that sounds like Josh Allen stats. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's just Tony Romo and a just taller, stronger, better.
No, no, we don't do that. But you know the most surprising person that's in the top tier quarterbacks conversations right now? It's I could have sworn before we started this show, even when we started this show, it was a name in one of our earlier episodes that I said could win you a Super
Your
Bowl.
boy. Yep, that's the one thing I also wanted to ask you about today.
Mr.
Sam
Sam
Howell.
Howell, who is currently, ready for this, second in the league in passing yards.
Yeah.
Who said this guy? I have a timestamp on the video. This guy said Sam Howell can win you a Super Bowl.
But
That's crazy.
look at the Commanders' record, man. It is not where.
Hey, man, it ain't all on him. Clearly, it's not all on him.
I'm not saying that. I'm just talk. Look again. I'm just talk about it. They're third in the NFC East, for crying out loud. They're in the same division as Philly.
It's a
and
tough
Dallas.
division, man.
There is the same team as Philly and Dallas, same division as Philly and Dallas, and you're trying to expect them to be able to snatch down a wild card spot. I don't see that happening.
No, they're not. They're probably not. And if they do, it wouldn't surprise me. But the fact that he's doing this, and he's very inconsistent. He's still kind of inconsistent, but he's starting to get a stride right now.
Sounds
like the last few weeks, he's been no stop it. Josh Allen is solid, man. We're not doing this.
Oh, he's solid. He's solid losing to the Patriots.
Hey, man, they solid, man. I told you, division games. Those are trap games. It's a division game.
I've never seen Patrick fall into a trap until this summer, or until this past season.
Man, they consistently lose to the Raiders like once every year, every few years.
No, I'm talking about the Broncos. He ain't never lost to the Broncos until this year. I get it.
It's a division game, man. It's a division game.
And really,
it happens.
And really, he didn't lose that game.
Hey, check this out. Can the Colts beat y'all?
The Texans? Yeah, you're not wrong. The Colts did beat us.
Can the Colts beat y'all?
The Colts did.
Probably not. If you had to bet right now, you'd be like, hell no, they can't. It's a division game.
I agree with you.
Division games are the hardest games in this. I don't care what nobody says. If you're in a first place schedule, you could beat every first place team they put in front of you and lose a division game.
This is true. I think the Steelers did that in their last Super Bowl run.
It's a you play them twice a year.
And it's hard. It's hard to beat a team twice. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what level of football you're playing at. It is hard to beat a team twice.
And then imagine have to see them again in the playoffs.
Yeah.
It happens, man. It happens. Continue though. Continue. We're derailing.
No, we are. Well, now we're going in there to the Texans and how they're looking. I told you. This team was gonna surprise everybody. We weren't gonna be basement dwellers anymore. I never said we were gonna win the division. I still don't think we're gonna win the division. However, these men are out there playing their asses off by far and away. It's a whole 180. We're on the right track, and for once I can actually feel good about my team, and I love it.
Y'all are ahead of schedule right now because if my memory serves me right, I think I gave the Texans 6 wins. I don't remember what I said, but I gave them 6 wins. I did not expect them to have 4 at this point. They've won some games that I thought that they were going to lose before the season started.
Yeah.
But they're doing some stuff. They definitely are. My hat is off to what the Texans are doing.
And
go ahead. No, I was going to say this before we get into the Titans. I'm going to still let you continue with the Texans. Me saying that my Titans, I want them to rebuild, and I'm ready for us to lose the rest of the games for the season, and I'm cool with that if they did. For us to be 3-5, and y'all to be 4-4, and I'm talking low and you're talking high, one of us is wrong. Just saying, y'all only have one more win than we do.
Agreed.
And I'm ready to scorch earth.
But but the thing is my team's on an upswing finally for the first time, and I can't tell you, at least in the last 3 seasons. We're finally on an
Agreed.
upswing where you guys are finally coming or rotating down to where it's about that time to retool everything and kind of bring it back up. Vrabels is going to be just fine. I still see him as y'all's head coach. I don't think it's a coaching problem. I think it's the fact that Tannehill got old. You guys got screwed over by getting rid of A.J. Brown and just a couple of bad management calls, really. And you guys finally got the
Our
right.
GM.
Your GM, just like our coach GM, screwed us over, and we paid our price sooner, and now we're coming out of it, and y'all are going through the thick of y'all's paying y'all's price now. But next season, this next off season, with y'all clearing out the salary cap room the way that you are, you guys coming out of out of that salary cap window, y'all are gonna have a pretty good amount where y'all can spend some money. Like y'all are going to look very, very, very good at a very good attractive spot next season. I don't see D Hop staying with you guys. I really don't. He signed a 2-year
He
contract.
ain't got no choice. He's here. He's with us for 2 years.
I see a trade coming for D Hop just to try and get some more draft capital. I really do see that coming down. I really do. And I get
Works for me.
I get it, but I don't see D Hop staying there. I see you guys getting younger at receiver. Hopefully Will Levis stays healthy this season, and you guys are set at quarterback going in. But you know, y'all are definitely in a light rebuild mode. You already have a lot of the pieces in play. It's really y'all's rebuild is just go out there and get some veteran help in the offseason. Y'all are going to be good to go. With us,
yeah, we're gonna have the second most cap next season.
Yeah, and with the Texans, man, we just need to continue the growth. We're young and growing, and that's the thing. So we definitely need some help in the defensive back area. Bad. We can upgrade a little bit. Our linebackers, I'm saying, are fine. They're young. They'll be all right. Christian Harrison and Henry To'oTo'o, they'll be all right as long as they continue to grow in the right direction. But we need help with the defensive backs, and we need a little bit more of a big body up front on our defensive line, and I think we'll be fine. Dameon Pierce needs to figure it out. I don't know where Dameon Pierce of last year went, but he's definitely had one hell of a sophomore slump, and I'm hoping for him to have a bounce back season next year.
Devin Singletary happened.
He should have been a little. Singletary's been a non-factor, man. He really. He hasn't done much. He's not eating up that many yards.
Let's go to the tape.
Going to the tape right now. Devin Singletary. He is sitting at right now. Yeah, Devin Singletary hasn't even had a 100-yard game yet. His highest is 58 yards for the season. Like, he is not doing anything.
Dameon Pierce has 109 carries. Singletary has 62. Dameon Pierce has 327 yards. Singletary has 209. That's a shared backfield. That honestly means that Singletary is doing more with his opportunities than Pierce is with his.
And I see it though. Like when Pierce, I have no clue why Pierce can't find the holes that he found last season. I don't know if they're not there. I don't know if the line's blocking differently for him, or he just took a step back. But that sophomore slump is definitely punching him square in the nose. So
guess how many touchdowns they have together?
2.
1.
I knew it wasn't much.
Stroud has a rushing touchdown.
Yes, that I do know.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
To be fair, what game was it? We were playing one game and we scored 4 times. Dameon Pierce scored 1. C.J. Stroud threw 2. He ran 1 in himself, but yet they all kept getting called back. I think that was against the Saints. Yeah.
Penalties is part of the game.
Oh, I understand it. But I'm just saying, it's like we got to clean up. We got to get that running game going a hell of a lot better. We're relying heavily on this pass game. Don't get me wrong. CJ's answered the call a lot better than what I thought he would. But, and especially on that last drive, boy. That last drive was something special.
Here's the issue that y'all are going to run into. If this doesn't get better very quickly, y'all are going to draft a running back next year.
Yeah, we are. I do see it.
Ryans is going to treat every season like, I could be fired, man. He's going to treat it just like that. If I got to get production from every entity on this field, and if I don't get it, I'll replace you.
We need to go right now. I say we need to go DB wide receiver going into this next one because we do need that clear cut X receiver. Like we got a bunch of role players right now playing receiver. I mean, to me personally, we're doing a little bit better than the freaking Kansas City wide receiving core. Like I honestly
Tell me why you think y'all need another wide receiver.
Why? No, I don't. We don't need another wide receiver. We need an X wide receiver, an AX
Why,
wide
you don't
receiver.
like Nico?
I don't like Nico. I think. Don't get me wrong. I think he's good. I think he's great. But I don't see that X factor. I don't see him snatching those balls down in double coverage. I don't see him being that consistent coverage beater every single time we turn around. Now,
he passes the eye test, though. He's got some decent speed, and he's 6'4". I don't see why you don't like him. I think he's doing very well.
I don't see him out there snatching everything down that gets to him. He gets beat down by coverages a little too easy. And he's done great this season. He has. But I'm talking, we need to find somebody like if we could have hit on Jordan Addison this year, Jordan Addison would have been great to have.
Yeah, but y'all picked 2 and 3.
I understand
Jordan Addison went in the first.
I get that. What I'm getting at is we needed like a Jordan Addison this year at wide receiver. If we can find us a Jordan Addison, we'll be good to go. Hell, Xavier Worthy coming out of Texas would be perfect for us.
The reason why I'm cool with y'all receivers right now is because of this.
It's working.
Y'all don't have a diva. Y'all don't have a diva on your team right now. All you guys are hungry. And the way that CJ is spreading the ball around, he's not trying to target anyone. He's throwing to whoever's open. And that's very good.
That is very good, but I want a receiver who is always going to be open. That reliable
so there aren't many Jamar Chases. There aren't that many Jamar Chases in the league.
Tyreek Hill's always open.
Not always. He's a little dude.
Shit, a little dude that somehow finds the one hole in the field.
His speed normally gets him there, but if teams went out to stop Tyreek, they could, man. They really could.
They really could. And then Jalen Waddle would be open.
Exactly, you're going to leave other stuff on the field open. But I think that they're fine. And it is the fact that you use Patrick Mahomes as a good example is he finally figured that out. And that's why the Chiefs are winning now. He's like, I don't have that guy I can go to. So I'm going to pepper the field. I'm going to just go everywhere.
And he did that last season, though.
Yeah.
But he did. Look, and Juju was just more reliable because Juju is another wide receiver that turned out to be really good in that role of spreading the ball around everywhere.
But Juju is a 2.
Exactly.
He's a 2. He's clearly a 2.
Patrick needs at least a receiving core of wide receiver 2s, and he's perfectly fine. Right now, he has a bunch of wide receiver 3s and rookies.
But they're winning. He's fine with this, and it's because go back and look at the first drive when they were over in Germany.
Yeah, he hit everybody who was open.
Drive.
He hit everybody who was open, and I agree with you.
I don't think one receiver saw 2 targets on that first drive.
And that's perfect. However, the problem, I'm still pissed off at the fact that Travis Kelce only had 14 yards that game, but we're not going to go with that one right now.
It wasn't his turn, man. The Dolphins went out to stop Travis, and they did. That's just what it was.
Look,
that's why the Dolphins has to be okay with that L. We went out with a defensive game plan to stop Travis Kelce, and that's a good game plan because he's consistently killing teams. They did that, and Patrick, at being as great as he is, overcame that. Okay, you taking away my best guy, I'm going to pepper you with everyone else then. That's why you got to be okay with it. If you're the DC and you're going against the Chiefs, what's the number one thing you want to stop?
Travis
Kelce. Now, for me, if I'm the DC, number 2 will be Isaiah Pacheco. I'm going to take their run game from them as well. Now I'm going to make him throw to these guys I know he really don't want to throw the ball to.
Because none of them have been reliable.
They were reliable last Sunday.
I understand. It's because they're now starting to sit there and get everything figured. They're just now starting to hit their stride and get everything figured out. And I do have to admit that. Like that receiving core, yes, they have gotten better.
There's talent there. There really is.
Well, they're in the
Kadarius
NFL.
Toney even caught the ball and held on to it.
Shit, that right there should be like everything. Like I don't think Tony's gonna be there next season.
Did you see him catch the ball and how he acted after he got tackled? How hype he was?
I've seen.
I'm like, dude. I was like, yo, that's just one catch, bro. Calm down.
Hey, he's just glad that he finally caught it. And I mean, and I understand when you hit that slump and you feel like you're finally able to get traction and break out of it, I would be excited about it as well too. I mean, especially when you're on a world stage and you have one bad game like he did with Detroit, all of a sudden everybody's running your damn pockets and questioning why in the hell you're in the NFL.
Yeah, he's still remember, that's a first round receiver, man.
I truly do not feel that he was a first round receiver. I do not see how the Chiefs still traded a first round to get him, but that's neither here nor there.
I don't think they traded a first for him.
They did.
They didn't trade a first for Kadarius Toney.
I believe they traded a first for trade for.
It was a third.
It was a third they traded.
A third round compensatory pick and a 6th. Yes, at the time you give that up for him.
Okay, for the first. Okay, I thought that was a hell of a lot worse trade for that one.
A three that was given to you because someone left you.
Yeah.
And a 6.
That's
fine.
Yeah. I thought they gave up more for that.
No, that's what I'm saying. For what you thought you could turn him into, yeah, that's fine.
Well, they wanted him in that draft too that he was coming out in, but
he's not. He's not what everybody thought he was.
I hope
Sky Moore is looking a little rough around the edges too,
and so is Watson. But Watson also got a jacked up elbow right now.
And Sky Moore is a second round receiver. So it was first round pedigree on him. He was rumored to have been going in the first round as well.
Yeah, no. I do see the Texans definitely going for, getting back to the heart of our conversation, I do see the Texans going for a running back if things don't turn around. And I think Singletary is going to be the odd man out in that race because I do feel that might help Dameon Pierce find what he needs to find. But we're going to be we'll be at the end of we're still in the first round this draft. So we'll probably go offensive lineman in our first round with our first round pick, and then we'll go for a running back in the second because nobody ever wants to pay a running back money. So that's the way you're not going to draft him in the first.
Yeah, it's going to be a day 2 pick because the reason why I say that is because running back jobs are not safe in the NFL. I mean,
No.
They know that. And the reason why I say that is more and more teams are, and it's crazy going back to what I said, I understand why they're doing that, but you saw Bijan get taken and they had an established running back. What was another team that took a running back in high in the rounds that had an established running back?
The Lions.
No, but they traded Swift. They
did.
I'm talking about somebody else. Seattle. They took Zach Charbonnet in the third round, and they had Kenneth Walker, who's a 1,000-yard back, who was a rookie.
And Rashad Penny.
So running back jobs are not safe.
They are not.
And Zach is starting to get his stride now. Go look at Seattle stats.
Yeah.
He's starting to get more carries.
Yeah. And right now we got Jonathan Brooks coming out of Texas. We've got Blake Chrome coming out of Michigan. Donovan Edwards also coming out of Michigan. Trey Benson out of Florida State. Marshawn Lloyd.
None of those names you said are first round talents. No,
I agree. I'm not saying that they're first round. They're runaway first round talents. I'm just talking about the talent that's coming out of the college ranks that you could get for a second round and get some production out of.
Yeah, Bijan should have fell to a team that would have used him a lot better. Bills, Chiefs.
Yeah.
What's the Super Bowl?
God! If the Chiefs got Bijan,
like Ravens.
No, Ravens really don't use them. Don't even use their running backs all that much.
They would have if they had Bijan.
Man, you know how many decent running backs that they had that could have been coupled very well with Lamar Jackson, but Lamar still decides, hey, let me just run with the football.
I still believe Atlanta took Bijan to stop one team from getting him. One team and one team only, and that team was Philadelphia.
Yeah.
They did not want Philly to do it. And by doing that, they made it worse because Philly went and got Jalen Carter.
Well, but the other thing was as well too. I also think that's why Detroit took Jamar Gibbs. They figured that they can get rid of Swift, who was going to be calling for a contract soon. He was going to command a lot of money. They didn't want to sit there and pay that money because they still had some other areas to address. So why not go get a rookie who has a similar play style to him and is younger, and let's go with them from there.
And who's producing more?
That was the thought process.
And who's producing more between Gibbs and Swift?
Swift.
Sometimes you get it wrong.
Sometimes you do, but that's the reason why they went that way. But I mean, I'm looking at these running backs coming out, and like I don't see first round talent, but I do see a bunch of running backs that can come in and unseat a lot of these guys that get comfortable or don't want to play. Like Jonathan Taylor. And honestly, I think Jonathan Taylor seeing
He just got paid.
Right, but I think him seeing Anthony Richardson play, he's hopeful for what's coming forward. And I think he also took some time to really look at the draft and see what was coming up, and that's what he went with. And he decided, you know what, it's not worth it.
The biggest thing that stands out to me that he's the fear for his job, and it's not because he's not a good running back, it's because of the financial situation, is Joe Mixon.
Yeah.
Joe Mixon is not going to be with Cincinnati next season.
No.
He took a pay cut from his rookie deal to stay with the team because they were going to cut him.
Oh, yeah.
And again, it's not because of production. He's a good player. It's just they got to pay Higgins now.
Yep.
And then they have to figure out where they're going to get the money to pay Jamar when it's his turn.
Mm-hmm.
So I know they're posturing for Jamar. They're like, Jesus, this dude's going to, by the time we have to pay Jamar, $38 million a season.
They're going to have to up that salary cap.
Well, it's going to up anyway, but every time you up it, it just goes to one player.
Yeah. Every single time. So, and then of course, just a quick look, because I got curious. Shedeur Sanders. You want to know where he's at?
Going back.
You want to know where he's at?
He's going back though.
You know where he's at on the big draft board right now.
He's probably falling. The fourth best quarterback?
Over somehow.
Or the fourth best player?
Fourth best quarterback somehow over Bo Nix and J.J. McCarthy. Oregon quarterback and Michigan's quarterback, and somehow over Jaden Daniels, LSU's quarterback. Look, hey, Alabama fan all day, but that Jaden Daniels is a kid I know is going to be playing on Sunday, and one that's doing a hell of a lot better and has finally started to settle in is Jalen Milroe. I owe that man an apology. And I'm just going to go ahead and say now, Jalen Milroe, if you ever see this, I am sorry for ever doubting you at quarterback at Alabama. Watching you in that LSU game where you finally calmed down and you realized, hey, I'm supposed to run here, I'm supposed to throw here. It was something special watching that game, man. If you didn't watch it, I highly recommend watching the highlights, man. That was something special. But again, backtracking all the way, Texans are going to go definitely running back in round 2, and we'll go from there.
Real quick, what do you think? How do you feel that the Texans their record's going to end?
Their record is going to end. Let me see.
Look at your games.
No, I was just getting ready to jump back to it. Let's see. We got.
You tell me what you think.
Going ahead, skipping a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and say Cincy. We're going to lose that game.
So you're 4-5.
4-5. We're going to beat the Cardinals.
5-5.
Jaguars is a toss-up.
Who's next?
Jaguars, a toss-up division game.
Where is it at?
In Houston.
I'll give you that one. 6-5.
Then we have the Broncos coming into town.
7-5.
Then we go to the Jets.
I feel like that's a trap game. I feel like y'all gonna lose that game.
Exactly. 8-5.
Y'all gonna lose that one.
8-5.
Y'all gonna lose that one. It's gonna be cold too.
8-5.
It's gonna be cold.
8-5.
No, man.
8-5.
7-6.
8-5. And then
all right.
And then the next week we got y'all at Tennessee.
Oh, we get to wear our jerseys then.
9-5.
We're definitely gonna win that game.
9-5.
We're winning that game.
9-5.
We're winning. We're gonna win that game. We're not losing in the Oilers jerseys, man.
And then Christmas Eve, we have one hell of a Christmas present. We have Deshaun Watson coming back to Houston for the first time. So as a massage therapist, look out.
Beware.
And then
y'all gonna lose that game.
More than likely.
CJ has not seen the likes of Myles Garrett yet. He hasn't seen anyone to that caliber yet.
And I agree. And then we have the Titans. Again,
y'all gonna win that one
at Houston.
Y'all will win that one.
So we're at let's see, 7-5. No, that's hang on.
Anyway, you said 9-5.
Yeah, so we're 9-5 right now. No, now we're 9-6. And then we got the Colts. We finished with the Colts at Indianapolis. I think that's
and that might be an important game. That might be the game. Like I said, I still say it. 33% chance we somehow back into the fucking playoffs in a wild card spot, and that would be our wild card implications. And it would surprise the hell out of me if y'all made the playoffs.
You and me both. But like I said, 33% chance I see us backing into the damn playoffs. Because since he's going to get beat up, they've got all their division games that they've got to sit there and still roll through. At least the second half of their division games that they got to roll through. They're going to get beat the hell up. If we can, actually, we might even be able to take first in the division if we could beat the Jaguars. We're number 2 right now. So if we win out,
we suck though.
If we win out in the division, I mean we still have a chance to win the division.
Y'all not winning the division. This is Jacksonville.
We'll revisit this right before Thanksgiving.
So what? 2 weeks?
Because when is Thanksgiving?
Did y'all have y'all bye already?
I believe so.
Because we had ours.
I know y'all had yours. I want to say we did because I had to sit Stroud down. Yeah, week 7 was our bye. So let's see, the 11th, 3 weeks. 3 weeks after we play the Jaguars, I'll revisit that one because if we beat the Jaguars, I'm singing playoffs all day fucking long. You can't stop me.
I'll accept it.
If we can beat the Jaguars, we're gonna win the playoffs. That'll be that momentum we need to close out you guys twice and the Colts the second time.
You're not beating us at home. You're not beating us in Nashville, man. Not with them Oilers jersey on. You're not.
Yep.
If there's one team we want to beat in them jerseys, if we're tanking for the rest of the year, the one game we gotta win is Houston in Nashville while we're wearing the Oilers jersey.
And the one game
not gonna happen.
We can lose out the rest of the season, but the one game we've got to win is y'all in your fake ass Houston Oilers jerseys.
How are they fake? The franchise moved. The Houston Oilers moved to Nashville, where they were the Tennessee Oilers.
They were stolen.
For 2 seasons.
They were stolen.
Tennessee Oilers.
Stolen.
And then they decided, no, we're going to be the Tennessee Titans and rebrand, but the legacy stays there.
Y'all stole it. They were kidnapped in the middle of the night. All the men, they were taken and forcibly moved to Nashville.
Hey, blame the city of Houston. They didn't want to play and get a new stadium.
Well,
blame the city of Houston.
They learnt their lesson.
That's exactly what it came down to. I don't know if you knew that. It was the stadium dispute.
I remember. I remember barely because I was a youngin' when it happened.
Nashville was like this.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, guess what? Another stadium dispute just came up because Tennessee wanted another stadium. Guess what the city of Nashville did? They did this. Hey, we will help you renovate your current stadium. Absolutely, whatever you want. Tennessee's playing. Have you been to Nashville?
Nigga, I sent you pictures.
I know you have. I know. You see how beautiful Nashville is, man. Music City is wonderful, man.
Live as you tell. I don't even like country music unless I'm in the city limits of
Hey,
Nashville.
man, Nashville is dope, man. It's some good music and good eating now, man.
I agree. I agree with you. I just agree with you. I don't even
What'd you? I'm about to ask you what you ate when you was down there, man.
Everything.
So they got some good chicken and some good barbecue down there. And that's coming from a Texan.
Yes.
That's coming from a Texan.
Yes. I'll also sit there and say, like, as long as you are below the Mason-Dixon line, your barbecue is going to be pretty decent. Except, hang on, North Carolina trips me out a little bit with that vinegar-based barbecue sauce. It's weird, but one thing I did learn, you cannot go to a restaurant to get it. You have to go to somebody's house because it has to be in a smaller batch. You can't mass produce that vinegar-based barbecue sauce. So I did learn that one. I did learn that.
Sounds terrible.
It's not as bad as you think, as long as somebody knows what the hell they're doing with
it. That sounds terrible. But Tennessee now, right? Since we're on Tennessee.
Yep, Tennessee.
What do you want to know about the Titans?
How do you feel about Will Levis taking over?
I love it. I said that. I think I said that in the segment before. I just wanted one of the rookies to go, and I would prefer it had been Will Levis because we hadn't seen what he can do. Now we see what he can do. Look, man, let me just give you some numbers real quick. So in the 6.5 games that Ryan Tannehill played, he put up 2 touchdowns and 6 interceptions and 1,100 yards in 6 games. That's not starting quarterback type caliber
that's
stuff.
Baker Mayfield shit. Mm-hmm. Right, got it.
Will Levis in 2 full games, has thrown for 4 touchdowns and 1 interception. The 1 interception that he threw, it's cool because it was at the end of the game and he was trying to make a play happen against the Steelers.
I'll give you that one.
That's an interception I'm fine with. You got to do what you got to do to try to get this dub.
Well, you're a Josh Allen fan, so that's why you're fine with that.
Hey, man, he's already been compared to Josh Allen, but that's not necessarily a good thing.
And that's why I said it.
But they're comparing him to Josh Allen for all the mistakes that Josh Allen makes, and I'm not really good with that right now. Will Levis, and then he was given the starting job because Ryan Tannehill can play now, but Mike Vrabel, being the Bill Belichick man that he is a hard, believer in the best person is going to play.
Mm-hmm.
So Will has been given the keys, which he should be, and we should ride with him throughout the rest of the season, regardless if he plays good or bad. We should roll with him. Because if he plays good, then great. We don't have to draft a quarterback. We might have found our guy. If he plays bad, we know what we have, and we might be in the bucket again for a quarterback. I think it's going to be he's going to play well. He doesn't look like a rookie when he plays. He's making good decisions. The throws that he's making, that's the biggest thing to me. The throws, they feel effortless. Like he'll be backing up and off his back foot, he'll throw a 60-yard dime. And I'm like, yo, that's impressive. So imagine when he figures it out.
He ain't gonna be CJ though.
I don't need him to be CJ. I need him to be Will. So I'm enjoying what I'm seeing so far with him. And then you asked earlier, what do I think we have to do with Malik Willis?
Yep.
I like Malik. I really do like Malik. But if Vrabel and Rand believe that Will is the guy, we have to get a different backup. It can't be Malik because Malik was brought in to be the guy, and he's not. And if you want to instill confidence in Will Levis, then you have to trade Malik because you're saying, Will, you're the guy that we're going to have behind you is clearly for a backup reason. And at this point, depending on what, this is going to sound weird as shit, but depending on what Ryan would want, I would personally let Ryan leave. But if Ryan is cool with being in the backup role, Ryan, I think, is at that point of his career where he's a backup.
Yeah.
No matter where he's going to go. And I said before that Ryan Tannehill could probably still start, but that was before the season started that I thought about that because I was like, Ryan still has a lot left in the tank. But after this season, he don't got much left. He's looking more and more like the person that he replaced each game. And the person he replaced is Marcus Mariota, for those that don't know.
Yeah.
He's not necessarily gun shy, but the throws that he makes, they're too risky. And it's like, we don't have AJ's not out there no more, bro. You can't throw into double coverage and expect Treylon Burke to go out there and get it. And then on top of that, we go out and we get you a number one receiver, and for whatever reason, you're not throwing him the ball. Will Levis comes in and says, hold my beer. Not only am I going to throw DeAndre Hopkins the ball and trust him, I'm going to get him 3 touchdowns in my very first start. So Will Levis, for those that don't know, Will Levis had the best debut of any rookie quarterback in NFL history. He had 4 touchdowns, no interceptions.
I'll give you that one.
So we're seeing, we just saw we're seeing history in 2 different folds. We're seeing it happen in Tennessee, and we're also seeing it happen in Houston. Because as quiet as kept, how many touchdowns does CJ Stroud have? I think like 14. He's only got 1 pick. That's pretty damn impressive being halfway through the season.
Yeah.
And then he just threw for 5 touchdowns, no interceptions against Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not trying to get back to Houston, but
that was
I mean, damn impressive.
But it's that comparison that you were talking about.
So there's the quarterback position. The second thing is with us is our running back situation. Derrick Henry is still our lead guy, and I want him to be our lead guy, and I hope we bring him back. Honestly, I'm hoping that Rand went and spoke to Derrick Henry and was like, "What do you want? If you want to retire a Titan and you never want to leave Tennessee, then I won't trade you, and we'll work out another maybe 2 or 3 year deal with you after this one expires, and you can ride off into the sunset playing with Tennessee and Tennessee." I'm hoping that's what happened.
Yeah,
because if Derrick Henry leaves us this offseason, it was stupid. We should have traded him. And the reason why I say that is Tyjae Spears has 39 carries for 216 yards. Now, that might not seem like a lot, but he's averaging 5.5 yards a carry. That right there, I believe, is in the top 10 of yards per carry when they hit the certain threshold of carries.
Right.
So Tyjae Spears is a damn good running back.
Yep.
He just ain't getting a lot of touches
because
Derrick Henry has 100 carries more than him right now.
Yeah.
Wide receiver, we need those in the worst way. Nick Westbrook-Akine, I know who that is. If we ask probably anybody else that watches the show who that is, no one knows who that is. He is a household name in Tennessee. If he leaves Tennessee, he will no longer be a household name, and I think he knows that. We're in trouble when our third receiver is Chig Okonkwo, who was supposed to have a breakout year, and he's not having it.
No.
He's really not having it. He's got 173 yards, and that's our third best receiver. Yeah.
So what are your draft needs?
Our draft needs is number 1 with a bullet, and it has been for the past 3 or 4 years is O-line. Our O-line is atrocious. Our best guy is a rookie, and we can't stay healthy on the O-line, but our O-line is really bad. Our second need will be more than likely wide receiver. Third will probably be secondary. Anything in the secondary. Safety, corner, whatever. Right. Doesn't matter.
Especially with y'all getting rid of Byard, you really are going to need some help back there.
I like Elijah back there. It's fine. As long as we're replacing them with guys that could be long-term answers and not Band-Aids.
Right.
I'm fine with that. So what I want for the rest of this, I don't care if we win another game. I want Will to progress. I want Will to prove that he's our guy. And I want our young guys to come in and prove that they are going to be the next guys up. And I hope Rand is really paying attention and we make some more moves. That's when you said earlier DeAndre Hopkins can be traded for picks. I'm fine with that. We need to backfill everywhere, man. We're old. We're a very old team.
Mm-hmm.
So most of our best players are old. Derrick Henry's he's about to be 30. See, Ryan Tannehill was 35. Kevin Byard is 30. We traded him though. Danico Autry, one of our best defensive linemen, he's 33. We're just an old team. We just need to
get younger.
We need to backfill it. Hell, DeAndre Hopkins is what, 31?
Yeah.
I mean,
mm-hmm.
I'm cool with it. That's why I had to sit back and look at the Kevin Byard trade. I was pissed at first we got a 5th and a 6th, and I was like, that's terrible for an all-pro safety, But if they called and was like, hey, I want the most picks that I can get rather than the higher number, because I think Kevin Byard could have been traded for a day 2 pick, but maybe they were offering the 3rd, and Rand was like, nah, I'll take the 5 and 6.
Yeah.
Because we need picks, because we don't have them. Because we traded a future 3rd to move up to get Will Levis this past year.
Yeah. This is true.
So breaking it down. I just want us to just show what we had. That's all I want. I just want to see what we got.
Right.
Win or loss. Let's just see what we got.
Loss definitely on the 17th of December.
Y'all not beating us at home. I'll give you the win in Houston. Y'all not beating us in Nashville. Not in those jerseys.
Oh man,
not in those jerseys. Last time we wore those jerseys, he threw 4 touchdowns, no interceptions.
So moving on to what we talked about with the pick'ems, and not onto some delusional grandeur of Tennessee winning against the Houston Texans.
It's coming to theaters near you. Don't worry. All right, so we got the game that's just started.
Just started.
Technically. Yep. We got Panthers at Bears. I got Bears.
Bears. The Bears.
All right, let's rapid fire on this one. Colts at Patriots. Somehow, I think the Colts will ruin that game. So I'll give you the Patriots on that.
I can see it, but Patriots.
Browns at Ravens.
Ravens.
Texans at Bengals.
Texans at Bengals. Oh, you skipped all of them.
I'm just going in the order that they got it right.
I'm hoping for the Texans, but I know the Bengals are going to win this one.
San Fran at Jacksonville. San Fran. Because they're on a 3-game losing streak, right?
Yeah.
3-game losing streak. They're going to stop their skid.
They got
Saints at Vikings.
Saints.
Packers at Steelers.
Packers are still trying to figure it out.
I'm good with that one. Tennessee at Tampa Bay. I'm taking Tennessee.
Fuck you, Baker Mayfield.
All right. Atlanta at Arizona. If Arthur Smith loses this game, I said that last week, and he still didn't get fired. If Arthur Smith loses to Arizona,
he's got to be gone.
Lions at Chargers.
Lions. I'm going with the Lions.
I don't trust the Chargers ever. I don't ever trust the Chargers. Giants at Next question. Cowboys. Commanders at Seahawks. It's going to be a good game.
Yeah, your boy Sam Howell.
Seahawks.
Number two overall with the passing. That's still wild.
Seahawks going to win that game. Seahawks are going to
win that game, yeah.
Jets at Raiders.
Antonio Pierce gets his second win.
Jets can win that game.
I agree with you that it goes, and I'm only giving it to the home team because they both. Zach Wilson just ain't it, bro.
He's not, but they're not gonna lose that game. I think Jets gonna win that game. And then Monday night, Broncos at Bills. Stop it. You got $1 million on the line right now. Who are you betting it on? Don't be funny. Be realistic.
Realistically, I see the Bills pulling a win out here at home versus the Broncos. However,
absolutely,
just to further my argument about Josh Allen, I still see him throwing a late game interception to fuck up the season.
Nah,
if the Broncos
Bills will be all right.
If the Broncos can keep it close, Josh Allen will get another. Man, he's gonna be all right. He's still young season as he's
all right, man.
Do shit.
He's all right.
They said the same shit about Tony Romo until all of a sudden Dak Prescott getting drafted.
Stop joshing me. Stop joshing me, man.
Oh man, especially with how pissed off he's got Stephon Diggs, boy. I'm surprised he whooped his ass on the field.
He's finna make Surtain earn it this weekend or Monday. Anyway.
I agree. We gonna sit there and see it. But here's the one thing you got to remember: Surtain played with who in college? It's a very important piece to this game.
What? Go ahead, give it to me.
Surtain played with his little brother, with Tavon Diggs. They were in the same secondary at Alabama.
What that mean?
Bro, you really don't think that he's going to be able to sit there and call and figure out how to play his big brother? You don't think he's ever not sat there and looked at anything?
I think every DB studies who they're going to be, the good ones anyway, studying who they're going to do,
100%,
who they're going to be guard.
100% agree with you. But you've got Surtain, who I know has probably made a call to Trayvon to sit there and talk about Stephon.
Hey, man, you got to remember this quarterback you're talking about. He does not mind. Hey, if Stephon raises his hand, Josh will throw the ball.
Josh has to throw the ball because we know if
Josh
not,
will throw the ball.
He will, because Stephon will take that hand and go after Josh Allen.
I'm just saying, he does not mind throwing the ball. He does not mind throwing the ball to Stephon when Stephon hand go up. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
Anyway, man, let's put a bow on it, man. We're going to go down another rabbit hole. Let's put a bow on it.
Put a bow on it. All right, man. Well, we got to go get to this game. We got to see how our picks go out with this. Again, please like, subscribe, comment, share the video, talk to us, criticize us, let us know what else you want to talk about.
Absolutely. I second that. We wrap it up. Always the same. If you got some comments, you got something you want us to talk about, throw it on there, man. Might make the show. I might even give you a little shout out on where we got the idea from.
All right, y'all. Be easy.